Hey buddy, how are you today? I'm okay. I'm still working pretty hard on that manga, if you were wondering. It's taking a while, but I'm on page 20 now. In fact, I just finished page 20 about half an hour ago. And now I'm here doing the voice recording for a drawing I did on Wednesday. This drawing is of a character that belongs to Eternalashley. I really like how it turned out. I hope you will too. Today I'm going to be talking about motivation, as requested by Dainty Bear, and I think it also counts as encouragement, as requested by Coco. Thanks guys for your suggestions. Now, here goes nothing. Let's talk about motivation. I've been asked a lot throughout my time as an artist and animator how I stay motivated. When the question is asked, I never really know how to respond. To me, I just do what I do. I can't think of doing anything else. There's nothing I'd rather do. There's nothing that interests me more than creating. Sure, I have bouts where I'll be watching my favorite show for a day or two with nothing else, or I'll be playing a game or reading a book. I often find myself wasting time on social media, though mostly it's to watch YouTube videos and look at more art. With looking at others' art, you may think that's what motivates me. You'd be partially right. It does to an extent. I'll be really into a certain style that I see and want to draw that way myself, so I'll look at a lot of references and draw a picture or two. I guess you could call that being motivated. I don't really see it as a very tangible motivation, as when I get into those moods, they'll be around for a day or two and then fade away. Yet I still create when I'm not in those moods, and I think that's what confuses people. It's not only inspiration that drives me, but pure need. I need to create just as much as I need to eat. I often feel if I do not do something or make some sort of progress, I'll tremble into uselessness. What mainly motivates me is my own drive, my own obsession with creating content. What drives me is myself. Do I like what I create when I'm done with it? Usually, no. But I like the fact that I've created it. Finishing things, no matter how little I like them, makes me feel like some sort of hurdle has been overcome. This is also why I'm not a perfectionist. If I spent all my time worrying about one or two little mistakes I've made in a project, I will never finish it. I would spend hours and hours trying to correct all the mistakes, as I make a lot of mistakes. I see this as a pointless endeavor, as I have already done it, I don't need to go back, but I have fortunately learned from the mistake and will do my best not to make it in the future. Not to say that it hurts to keep working on one piece for an extended period of time. If that's what you like to do, then do it. A quote I especially like from Walt Disney is, "Keep moving forward." If we don't keep moving forward, what will we have to look back on? A lot of people have trouble moving forward because they end up looking at their work and thinking, no one is going to like this anyway, why bother? Now I understand a lot of people want to be validated or given attention or love. That is perfectly alright and understandable, as humans generally need some sort of affection shown to them. However, there are times one should remember that being sad about low view count does nothing for you. I know you can't control what upsets you, but you have to try to take a deep breath and realize it doesn't really matter as much as it feels like it does, and move on. Moving on to another piece will actually help you forget about the previous one, and generally will help you feel better in the long run. Don't let the numbers stop you. Make your projects for yourself first, and others second. Something else people struggle with is creativity in general. They like to create, but maybe they're going through art or writer's block. In those times, I suggest stepping away from your project for a bit and try taking in others' content to inspire you. Reread your favorite book. Rewatch your favorite show. Look up your favorite artists. Study how they draw certain things. I think if you do these things, they will help you feel better about going back to your own projects to work on them. That creative dry spell won't be such a long spell if you force it out by looking at your favorite things. Now you have to realize, depending on your goals, you don't have to finish anything. You don't have to work on something. It's not a necessity unless you're using art as your job or you want to improve for a future job. If art is a hobby for you, it is a hobby. Do not stress yourself over art if it's a hobby. Hobbies are there to help you escape from the melancholy of everyday life. They're there to make you happy, not to torture you. However, despite knowing it is not something you want to work in, you shouldn't cheat yourself. No matter what kind of art you make, no matter how little you make of it, you are an artist at the end of the day. Don't try to say you're not just because you've gone a month or two without creating. Remember, this is just my perspective. There are many other perspectives on art and motivation. For this reason, when you want to know how to stay motivated, I ask you to ask yourselves these questions. Why do you do what you do? Is it a hobby? Is it an escape? Is it a job? Is it a need? Motivation is elusive, a fleeting force that can have you feeling like you could do anything in one moment, then leave you feeling as if you could not move an inch afterward. This is the general flow of life. You're going to have moments where you feel like you could not draw another picture for months. But think about why you do what you do. If you create just for fun, then why do it when it's not fun? If you create because you want to live your life creating, then why spend a moment not creating? If you create because you want to live off it, why put yourself in dangerously still waters of inactivity? Create what you want because you want to do it. Get through the low times because you want to see yourself do well in the future. Just keep moving forward, and when you feel like you can't any longer, I'll be there on the sidelines cheering you on. Because no matter who you are, I believe in you, and I know you can do it if you try. Thank you for listening to that. It took a lot less time than I thought it would. In fact, I wrote it all out before I said it, because actually I wanted to use that little speech in a video for itself about motivation, but I decided since I was asked in the comments about motivation, I might as well pair that video I planned to do and put it in this. I hope it motivated you to do something or think about what you do. So now I guess I should talk about something else. Let's see, how about I ask you some questions? That sounds like a good idea, because I don't have anything else planned for this episode. So what are you working on? Tell me a little bit about your project. Please, I love listening to people's stories. Well, in this case, I suppose I'd be reading them, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, tell me about your main project in the comments. I would love to read it. If you don't have all the story figured out yet, then tell me about your OCs. Who's your main OC? Who's your first OC ever? Who's your least favorite OC? And why to all of those? I would love to see everyone's ideas, because I know actually that telling someone about your idea will help you to want to work on it. I know this because whenever I talk about Jaden Unshaken or the Leviathan's Vein, I get really excited to work on it, and I hope that talking about your projects will have the same effect on you. Otherwise, another question, how do you stay motivated? I know some people really do have a really hard time staying motivated. I understand the mindset where people are like, I never want to draw again, this is horrible. But at the same time, I'm like, well, why do you let that stop you? I mean, nobody's perfect. I guess I understand that it makes you sad, but if it makes you sad, then you might as well try to make you not sad by trying to draw more. And I guess a lot of people might see, like, drawing more as getting worse, and being even sadder by your results, but, I don't know, at that point, I guess you might want to take a day off. It's whatever. But yeah, for motivation, in my mind, I'm like, I really want to see these stories out. I don't care about the reception. I just want to see my stories made. Because I've loved my characters for like 10 years now, actually. Fall of this year, Jaden Unshaken will be 10 years old. And I love those characters so much, and I so want to see their story told that I don't think anything really is going to stop me unless I suddenly have very little time to work on it, which is what's been happening lately with the whole manga thing. I've had no time to actually animate Jaden Unshaken for a while, but I'll have time eventually. I've been telling myself that I will work on animation after I finish the comic pages of the day, because I have set 2 pages per day that I want to work on. But yeah, I told myself that I would do some animations afterwards, but so far I've been too out of it to continue. Like, well, I already drew so much today, I need a break. I still want to animate. I did the other day, actually. I think 2 days ago. But yeah, I should more, probably. Today, I spent time recording this, obviously. Yesterday I spent time working on the porch, actually. Yeah, we spontaneously swept up the porch and scraped some paint off for future project ideas. That'll be fun when I get to it. I just hope it doesn't eat out too much art time. Because, I don't know, it's like, I gotta work. I have to draw. I love to draw. Man, you know, I think someone asked me, I think it was Mangolee, asked me about like early art stuff, and I might as well talk a little bit about that. I started drawing when I was 11. I think I started Jade Unshaken stuff when I was like around 12. But yeah, the first few things that I really had a serious time drawing was like this cute little story about these bunnies, and it was called Bunnyville. I still have the pictures from it. I even still have the first 2 comic pages, and they don't make much sense, but you know, I mean, I was trying. I still love the characters from that. The main character was called Elizabeth May, and she just moved to Bunnyville. The characters all had these little things called charms, and I think that was actually a pretty cool thing. I kind of want to use it in the future. But yeah, the charms were the characters had these like superpowers. Elizabeth May, her power was centered around music and dance, and she had a harp that she would use, and so that was really cool. Some of the people that she meets were, there were these twins who both had ice powers. Funny enough, one was called Jade, and I feel like the other was called Julia? I'll have to look at that. Nope, I was wrong, her name was Judy. But yeah, those were twins, they had ice charms. She also apparently met this guy called Billy who likes to skateboard, and that was like one of the first things that she came across was a skate park. Oh yeah, the new skate park had just opened up, and this cool guy was like, this new skate park just opened, and he was like so excited, and he was running towards it with like drool coming out of his mouth, and then off screen, the main character, Elizabeth May, was like, hello, and so I was like, scream! Right before he's at the skate park thing. And so she's just like, hi, and he's like, hi, and then he goes right back to running. It was, I don't know, this comic, it's so cute in like how bad it is. Like, you can't tell what you're supposed to read next, but I can because I made it, so. But yeah, I don't know, I would love to actually redo this someday, but you know, I gotta make Jade Unshaken and Leviathan's Vein first. Another of the first characters that she meets is called Rosie, and she had bow and arrow. I love archers, but yeah, her name was Rosita, and her charm was love, I guess. I guess she was Cupid. But I believe she wasn't really like all that into it, that was her charm. Never really got past the first 2 pages, and just reading it now, I realize their powers weren't ice, the Judy and Jade twins. The powers were water, but the picture looks like ice. But yeah, I guess it's water. There was an ice charmer. She's dead now, I guess. She was trapped in ice with the bad guy of the series, because her charm was ice, and the bad guy was like ruling over the town, and she decided to stand up for herself, for all the townspeople, I guess, and fight the bad guy, and she ended up freezing both herself and the bad guy, and I can't say that was inspired by Avatar because I didn't really watch TV as a kid. I guess maybe it was inspired by Avatar? I don't really know. But yeah, the descendant of that lady that stood up for the town is like the new princess, because the one who stood up for the town fought like the queen, the previous queen, so I don't know. But yeah, those are some of the characters. Sorry I talked so long about them. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting tired of talking now, and you're probably getting tired of listening to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this picture. Once again, go ahead and tell me about your OCs and your stories down in the comments. Tell me about your day. I don't care. You can tell me about anything in the comments. Doesn't even have to be something I asked. I want to know. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me talk to you about motivation and letting me draw a picture for your very eyes. Oh, and happy Mother's Day. Hope all you mothers out there have a good day. And hope all you who have a mother, spoil her as you will. Bye-bye.